Yo, 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 what up with it, y'all? What's going on? Y'all now tuned in to Sports with Chuck and Chubby, man. I ain't gonna waste none of y'all time. I'll go into my commentary after I finish up with a little bit of these clips, man. Because I'm just, going through my little film breakdown. So I kind of took pictures of certain plays that I wanted to talk about in this loss that CU just took yesterday. It was only by 3. And yeah, I know whatever. I'm not a here to bash on the team or bash on anybody. Just want to show y'all some of the fans out there on some of the things that CU kind of did good in here and the things that I'm picking on and I'm learning as y'all are too. So maybe I could be teaching y'all something, but hey, I'm learning too. So get down in the comments and let me know what you think. All right. Whatever. But so on this particular play, I like it. This is just a different look of 11 personnel here. And there's a receiver that's down here that y'all can't see that's on the screen. He's way down here somewhere, you know what I mean? But I had to zoom in, take a picture. So you can see 11 personnel, one back, one tight end, but they got the tight end set in the H back position, right? And he's going to suck the linebacker. He's going to take the linebacker and take some attention here, right? They ran this play twice, and I think LeJohntay wound up scoring on this particular play. This corner, that's his guy, is Travis. He's watching LeJohntay. He's probably going to be eyeing that tight end here because he's going to rush. He's going to be eyeing the H back, and the H back job right here is to come up, draw those guys, and keep their attention here. While Travis takes him up deep, either Casilla block once. LeJohntay gets the catch. LeJohntay comes up, hit him with a quick dig, go back out, caught it. Was a good play from CU. And I thought that this was something that CU did good. And I thought that they would be able to protect Shador a little bit better than what they did. But they were throwing twists and stunts at him all night. You know what I'm saying? Off of the line. They really were. I didn't get any of those plays because there's a lot of film to go through. And when you're breaking it down, it's a whole lot. And I see that's why some people actually charge people to look to do this because it's a whole lot of work that goes into it, even if they know what they're doing a lot better than me. But so they were hitting him and he was coming in crashing this guy, and he sometimes would come all the way around that offensive line to come here and conceal the sack if he wasn't coming here, or this guy would come in, crash down, and they'd send them. So they was doing a lot of exotic blitzing type of things. And exotic is different, mixing it up. That's all that means in football language, right? For the people out there that don't know that. But this particular play, CU did well, and they ran it multiple times in the game, more than once, and it worked. They actually scored on this play. I think they might have ran it back to back, if I'm not mistaken. This formation. It's just a different look of 11 personnel, but I like the fact that they had a tight end in there because he would chip on that outside guy, whether it was him coming in beating Seaton or whoever, or that stunt guy. This H back was chipping and going out, so he was open too. And I think Shador may have missed him once or twice in the game. But that's cool. We're gonna move on to the next clip anyway. So on this one right here, I'm sorry. I think this is the play that they actually did scoring. They didn't. This is the play they actually scored on. The last play they didn't score on that play. This is the play they actually scored on. Cause see what happens on this particular play here. All these guys are blitzing. These guys are coming. Period. And they're trying to mix it up, trying to confuse the offensive line. Come in here, come in here. That's what these guys are trying to do, right? And of course, these guys here, him, think that's Will Shepard, and this is Travis Hunter. All they're doing is going straight out. They're just doing streaks on this play, clearing it out for the underneath routes for LeJohntay to come here just like that. And they just clearing the flats out for these guys here. And actually, either one, he could have hit either one of these guys on this play, but I think this is the play where he hit LeJohntay, and Travis is up there on the field, and he's like he's pointing and telling him to go outside and come behind me. You know what I'm saying? And blocking for me through a block, and LeJohntay wind up taking this simple flat to the house. Good play design. And I was talking about that a little bit about how all they got to scheme some of these receivers open. I was thinking that Scissors may do it, but I like the way that Pat Schumer did this one. You know, it was just simple because these guys are deep threats. These receivers are such a threat at any given time that you have to account for these guys. And if this is not Shepard, yeah, this is definitely Shepard in this play. I think so. It's Shepard because Omarion didn't come in just yet. I don't think it could be Omarion too. I'm not sure. That's why I wanted to be sure because you know the 14 and 4, Omarion's wearing 4 and Will Shepard's wearing 14. Anyhow, they're clearing it out for these guys. So he has this guy here, this back here, this defensive back here has to pay attention to him. So he's going to clear that out. And these receivers are such a threat that he's definitely going to draw one real Shepard, maybe even two. But we know for sure that Travis, when Travis goes out and he act like he want to bend this way a little bit, these guys, all these guys is probably looking for Travis. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. All them guys are looking at Travis. Like, hold up, where Travis Hunter at? As you can see, he got a straight look at his vision. Look at his helmet. He's turned right towards Travis Hunter right now. Like his eyes is in the backfield. He's obviously reading a quarterback and seeing what the quarterback is going to do. But for sure, Travis is definitely taking two of those guys because all these guys are going. All these guys here are blitzing, period, point blank. All three of those linebackers are blitzing. So that's definitely leaving man on man. But like I said, when you got such a dangerous receiver as a Travis Hunter, drawing a double team every play, and that's why when Travis comes up here and does that streak, LeJounte's wide open in the flats, right? Wide open on this simple out, just a simple out route right here. And he's wide open, winds up catching it somewhere in here, takes it right to the house. Good play by Colorado on that particular play. Like I said, I thought that they could beat Kansas being one dimensional, and they almost did it last night too. And I said that, you know what I mean? If you go back and you watch my little recap that I did, I definitely said that. They could think that could be the one dimensional, but I still think that they need to run the ball to make them respect it more. But the only thing, and I'll talk about that afterwards, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want to go into it. This is just a play where CU was getting gashed at all last night. And I know we're saying we seen Shiloh missing a lot of tackles and getting bopped and whatever, looking rusty out there. I thought that Carter Startermeyer would come in some packages, and I said that in my video before the game even started. I thought that would happen, but it just didn't for some reason. I don't know why they didn't, but I guess they were trying to shake the rust off of Shiloh in this game. But as you can see in this play here, DJ McKinney sitting on the edge right here, and he's kind of just looking there. And what I was telling y'all about the offense of the blocking schemes for Kansas, they were hitting CU with so many different ones. See, CU is trying to give them a different look because they're always trying to get to the second level. Levante Bentley right here, this tight end is going to take Bentley. It's going to seal him right here. It's going to seal Bentley. This tight end here is coming up to seal that linebacker. This tight end here, he wants to seal Hill Green, period. And he wants to seal him this way. And on this particular play, he does seal him right here up in that gap. And these linemen here are just kind of cracking down. All these linemen are blocking down. They're all blocking down to open up a hole right here. The hole should be right there because they're cracking down. And he's coming here. He's coming here. They're all coming down. And then that's what you got here. And that look, this tight end here, coming here. He's going there. There's a big hole for Giddens that's coming up. Shiloh misses the tackle here. And he winds up getting I think he was like one of those 15 yard gains in the game because he did miss the tackle, but they was hitting him all last night. They kept that H back in there, and they was just hitting them with different schemes all last night. And you couldn't handle it, and they did their best, you know what I'm saying? And it did get better in the second half. They were hitting on that second half. To be honest, I'll talk about it afterwards, but I don't understand why Kansas would take out Giddens to put Dylan Edwards in the run between the tackles. I was kind of lost when I seen that late in the game, but I guess to each his own. I guess they was trying to let him get a little piece of the pie because he was playing CU. Because I don't think they would have done that versus anybody else. Now in this particular play here, they all, like I said, they're always trying to get their offensive lineman to the next level. But when you're running the RPO, you don't want to get caught as an illegal offensive lineman downfield. So with saying that, as a defensive lineman, you have to know that all the linemen, right, unless they call them eligible for you, these guys can't go too deep even on RPO. These guys, they can't go too deep on RPO. Yes, on the RPO you can, but that's what they were running. This tight end here, he wants to come out. He wants to sail. They're going out for routes now because it's a RPO, but they're actually going out for routes. But nobody on this particular play, because of the run game was so good, you know what I'm saying? When he goes ahead and he fakes play actions to Giddens, they rather respect that. But this is where Avery Johnson scored. Come right around, and he got in the end zone on this play. That's the play that they had scored on when it was 7-0 and they tied it up 7-7. Nobody was accounting for Avery Johnson. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how in the world that happened. And I'm guessing because Shiloh's in there communicating. Everybody knows what's in there. And I think this was what some fans was worried about with Shiloh coming back. The defense was running pretty smooth when he wasn't in there. And I don't think people were talking about Shiloh actually sucking. I think they were or playing bad. I don't think they expected him to play as bad as he did last night. Or maybe some people actually did. I don't know. But I do believe that myself, I was worried about this happening. The chemistry that the defense already had, even though I was with Shiloh and Solomon Craig being the starters at safety. I was definitely with that, but I did expect Carter Stoutmeyer to go in on some packages. And the way that Shiloh was struggling last night, I figured that Dion, Coach Prime, would see that and go ahead and just sub him in on certain packages. I honestly did think that he was going to do that, but it just didn't happen. And I don't know why, because he kind of looked kind of lost out there. He's not even paying attention to the play. And as you can see, Avery Johnson sees that going on, and there's no spy on Avery. There's nobody accounting for Avery on this play at all. At all. Nobody's accounting for him. And he just goes. But they do blitz, and he just winds up beating the blitz with his speed because he's so fast, but nobody was still there accounting for him at all on that play. And that's part of running a man defense. Now, this play here is one of those big gash plays, one of those. I think this might have been their biggest run of the night, actually, his 26-yard run. This play right here, I think this was it. And like I said, what they were doing with their tight ends is their H back. They will always have an H back. Either two of them or one H back, and they was always trying to get to the second level, right? Now, before I snapped this picture right here, when the tight ends were set in the H back position, both on each side of the line. This tight end comes over. Now, this is the ball's already snapped. This tight end comes here to seal Solomon Craig right here. He seals him. This tight end that was here, he comes up to get Bentley, which leaves Hill Green to see that and have to fill immediately. But he winds up getting picked up by 54. 54 seals him right here. He's getting sealed by this tight end here, and he gets sealed right here, which leaves your lone single high safety to come up from here, cover that ground, and to make that tackle one-on-one with a back like DJ Giddens. And that's not good because Giddens came right up through here. Boom. He came right up through there. The hole wound up being here, actually. So Hill Green could have came in there, caused a little bit more havoc, possibly even I don't know if it's illegal to take out the offensive lineman there, but I don't think so. But you know what I mean, come in here and cause a little havoc. But like I said, when you see these big plays, that was almost going to be because one of these one of these defensive linemen did not respect their assignment on the play. You know what I mean? Did not expect their side. They didn't respect their assignment. Now I'm supposing that they're all crashing right, all these because they're all going right, all the defensive linemen, right? Or and they're playing right into Kansas State's hands. Nobody and then Solomon Craig is coming, but he sees him getting the ball. He's trying to pay attention for Avery because Avery's freezing him because you got to keep an eye on him. And Solomon Craig's job was to try to keep an eye on him because he's so fast. So they was having Solomon Craig keep an eye on Avery, right? So fast. You got to keep an eye on that guy. Got to respect him as a runner also. Freezes him up. Line that tight end comes, kicks Solomon Craig out. Like I said, got the tight end here, getting Bentley. He's free as of right now, but this lineman right here, this guy right here, 54, comes up, gets Hill Green, hole opens up, comes up, winds up breaking it to Bop and Shiloh, take it for like a 26-yard gain. Travis comes all the way from over here to make the play in that particular play there, but they were able to do that to him a couple of times, and for shorter gains, they did wind up cracking down on that as the game went on. And this is one of those same situations, right? But now see they was mixing it up on them, right? The eight sometimes they would take that. See, you got so used to seeing them tight ends trying to kick for them linebackers or draw them linebackers out, right? So this is where they catch them at. It's a defensive lineman coming in free, straight off the line here. He's coming thinking he about to make that play. He actually doesn't make the play. But now, see what happens here is you get a chip from the offensive lineman. You get a small little chip to slow him down enough just so he can hand him the ball off. Get a double team here on your end. You know what I mean? These guys, and look, Chidozie coming in there free. I can't remember who that was exactly. I want to say maybe it was Walker or something. But he gets beat because as you can see, the lineman has his back right here. He's pushing him this way. Giddens takes off, comes up through this hole. You got him there. He's late. He's all caught up. So that lineman goes in. He double tape chips. The double team comes out, gets him. Now you got a big old safety, big old 300-pound guy on Solomon Craig. And on this play here, Bentley gets blocked by this lineman that comes up off the line because, like I said, they like to get to the second level with their various schemes that they like to run, which are very good. He comes up, like I said, once again, he takes Solomon Craig. The Kill Hill Green comes, reads it a little bit late, being froze, but he comes right up in here, tries to goes behind this offensive lineman. He dives and he missed. Mind you, he's there. Big gain on the play for DJ Giddens going up there. Another big play like that happened. And I think that's it for my video for the video, the pictures that I took of the game or whatever. But in this particular game, like I said, I think everything that I really talked about, and I'm proud of myself because the research that I've done on these teams and the way that I looked at it was spot on for me. I don't know if it was for y'all. Y'all watch it, but I think it was pretty damn good. You know what I'm saying? For me being a guy who didn't play football at the highest levels, but I respect the professional guys that's out here and the professionals that do watch me enough to actually want to soak in more of the film breakdown of the game and respect it. You know what I'm saying? Show my respect. That's my way of showing my respect. Me doing my research and me doing my homework for shit like this. And knowing that when I see the game, I actually seen this play developing, and I'm like, wow, there's blocking schemes that they run. They're always trying to get their linemen to the second level. And once you get linemen to the second level like that, it's dangerous, man. You gotta account for what could you do? You know what I'm saying? We really expect Solomon Craig? What is he? 210, 205? Not even that, 205 pounds, maybe not, maybe 198. I don't know. They may got him listed at 205. He may be only 200 pounds, you know, and you got a big old 6'4, 313, 315 pound lineman coming at you straight downhill. Ain't nothing you could do. You know what I'm saying? And I did talk about those games, and I think Colorado was a little prepared for that. They came out in the second half. One thing I can say about Livingston is that Livingston is always able to come in and make those adjustments a little bit during the game. And I think he made some adjustments on that defense, and I think they looked a little bit better in the second half. And I don't think it was any justice for Kansas State putting in Dylan Edwards in a lot of that second half, even though they were up 10. Dylan Edwards running between the tackles don't work, and they tried to do that at CU, and it worked against certain teams. But this defensive line for CU has definitely improved a whole lot. But their job is to simply try to cause havoc and get the double teams. And when they're free like this, when these guys are coming free like this, they gotta make plays. You gotta sacrifice your body at this point when you're that free, and you see that going on as a defensive lineman. I know you want to make the play, try to make the play in the backfield, but dive, man. Just dive. Dive right up in there. You tall enough, you big enough, dive. Make him jump cut, make him do anything you can back here to freeze him up so that this guy right here, he could see it. Maybe he could come up and he could make a play, or maybe Chidozie, as you can see, he's beating his block. Chidozie right here is beating his block. You know what I'm saying? You could even say that was a kind of a block in the back right there, kind of what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? He's beating his guy. It causes them to freeze up. He dives on the ground. Maybe you could even get up, bear crawl. You know, that's why they make you do up downs. Get up off the ground fast as you can. You know what I'm saying? Um, or maybe you give your guys a chance to come and make a play. It's not a big game. Maybe he got to do a jump cut. Maybe this game right here, and these linemen, this is a busted play. That's your job as a defensive lineman, not all the time to make a play, but to cause havoc in the backfield, to clog up holes, to try to slow people down. And he didn't do that, but it's besides the point. I'm just saying that that's something that he possibly could have done. But man, I think that I was on there about this game when I was talking about this kind of stuff, and and on the fact that CU, when I said that CU, I believe CU can beat Kansas being one dimensional, and they damn near did that, y'all. Like, they did not run the ball a lot. They did not run the ball a lot. I got some stats here that I had like written down, and I'm gonna share them with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm done pretty much with the video, with the pictures and everything. So some of the stats that I had written down and stuff, a little bit of those, they ran the ball 19 total times. And if you're not counting the 9 times from Shedeur and his biggest being 13 yards, if you're just counting the running backs only touched the ball on CU, both running backs 10 times. Dallin Hayden touched the ball 7 times, had 11 yards, no touchdowns. Isaiah Gustav touched the ball 3 times, had 10 yards. And that's unacceptable from both running backs 10 times in a game. But at the same time, the run game was so successful for Kansas, they didn't even have time to really run plays. They got to go score because they was playing catch up. So that's why when you got the ball at first, you run the ball, make them respect your runs. But they just didn't do it enough in this game. And I think that comes back to bite them, man. And when you're playing a team like Kansas, that will come back to bite you when you're not handing the ball off as much. You know what I'm saying? You hand it off first and second down, and you getting 3 yards a carry. That's okay. That's cool. You get 3 yards on first down. That's second and 7. You get 3 more yards. That's third and 4. You mean to tell me those 4 good ass receivers, they can't get 5 yards? Yes, they can. Absolutely. And you got to trust those guys to be able to do that. And you got to put some of that workload on those running backs. And especially when we're going in halfway through the season, and Shedeur already got 23 sacks on the season. And I must add that a lot of people, I don't know if it was, maybe it was, a lot of people could definitely laughed at me when I was on the Coach Hayes show. Shout out to Coach Hayes. He's doing good. He's healthy. Salute to you, Coach Hayes. When I was on the and I was in the kitchen saying that Shedeur Might go and get sacked 30 times. I predicted 30 sacks on the Coach Hayes show. Go back and watch it. That's a lot of sacks. I didn't think so. We're on game 6 and he has 23 right now. And a lot of that is on him. Some of those are on him. Not all of that's his offensive line. But then again, some of it is the offensive line, right? They're a collective. They're one. The offensive line of Shedeur is one. So 23 sacks goes on all of those guys, period, point blank, as a unit. Those 6 guys as a unit. But Shedeur is he has 172 completions, 237 attempts. Got 30. He's completing 73% of his passes, 2,018 yards, 8 yards per catch. Got a long of 69, 17 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 23 sacks. That's crazy because he has literally 5 less passes than Brian Schwager at a Y, and they run an air raid. So you can honestly say that this offense is also an air raid. But last night he had some good ass stats. I mean, besides the 1 interception, he was 34 for 40, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Avery Johnson was 15 for 23, 224 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. I got these stats from ESPN. I gotta call that out because sometimes people get stats mixed up and people like to make up their own stats. So this is where I got mine from. But as a team, as total, where Kansas State, as far as rushing goes, they rushed the ball 40 times, had 188 yards, 2 touchdowns, and on that, and a long of 26. If you want to go by what the running backs had, the runner DJ Giddens carried the ball 25 times, had 182 yards, no touchdowns, had a long of 26 out there. Dylan Edwards had 7 carries for 21 yards and a touchdown and a long of 9. And Avery Johnson, of course, 7 for -15, 1 touchdown. Shedeur was 9 for -50 and no touchdowns, right? Because that's how they count the stats in college, right? They count the sacks towards your rushing yards or whatever, right? So the times you do take off for yardage and the sacks count on your rushing totals. That's why some quarterbacks like to take off, but it was just crazy, man. And time of possession does come into play. It does. And I know it's not a stat that a lot of people like to look at and a lot of people may not like to pay attention to or whatever, but it's an important stat. You know what I'm saying? And to talk about, because when you got the ball for 35 minutes and your opponent only has it for 25 minutes, is 25 minutes enough when you're playing catch up, when you're trying to catch up to your opponent? Is there enough time to actually implement the running plays? You know what I'm saying? To go ahead and still try to make the other team respect your run? Or do you have to go out there and get straight to business? Like, okay, we ain't got time to set up play action. You know what I'm saying? We got time for is a pass. And I think that also might have been in Kansas State's game plan. Is like, we can't leave time for them to want to play around with our defense with play action. We got to make them one dimensional. We have to get to Shedeur. And I think they did a successful job doing that. If that was their game plan, it might have been. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't put it past them. These are college coaches. There's more than 5 coaches that sit at a round table and actually come up with a game plan on both sides. So I wouldn't doubt it if that's something that they did discuss. But I just didn't like the fact that the running backs only touched the ball 10 times. 10 times. Like, it was crazy. That's crazy to me. And I think that moving forward, they know that they got to get their running backs involved early in the game and trust that defense. And because the defense has been playing better, it did get chewed up last night. And I think that they did a decent job in the second half, but I wouldn't say at all that defense played a great game last night. I can't say that. But I honestly, and I know people are out there are going to blame Shiloh for what this defense displayed last night, because they were shutting teams out in the second half, as long as it went, and turning down. But they couldn't seem to stop Kansas State and DJ Giddens, and we kind of noticed that they were letting up 150 yards a game, but they didn't let up a 100-yard rusher on the season. DJ Giddens was the first. But I think also because, like I said, those offensive linemen were able to get to the second level. Moving forward, I think that CU gonna be fine though. All in all, I think that this team, they have shown improvement. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I do think that they'll make. I think they'll get a bowl game. I think my prediction is off with this team for this year. They already got 4 wins. We'll have to wait and see what's going on. They already got 4 wins. I had them at 5. I got to be honest about that. And they've already overperformed my expectations in somewhat as far as record prediction, right? But as far as what things are looking like, I thought that this team would look exactly what they're looking like right now, and that's a air raid type of offense that does not throw the ball. And I think moving forward with some of these other teams, you got to be able to at least call the run plays, then go through with them and give it a chance. Give the run a chance to work. If you're not going to do that, I think you're going to run into some trouble, because I do think that a lot of these other teams have decent defensive linemen and good linebacker and decent linebackers enough to put pressure on Shedeur with this offensive line that's been causing trouble in some games. We seen them against UCF, and UCF came in that game with only being having 2 sacks on the season. So we knew that defensive lineman probably couldn't get to the quarterback. But these other teams can. These other teams that they're going to face down the line, they can get to the quarterback. And I'll be making more pregame videos about those and about the other teams that CU are about to face. So this offensive line, they got to go out, come up with a new game plan, switch some people around, and hopefully that it works. But I think the offensive linemen that they had in this game, they communicate well. They talk to each other well. They communicate well. And I think that's why they had this offensive line out. But this is just me speculating. This is not from any of my research or anything. That's just from watching a UCF game and this same offensive line coming out versus Kansas State. I think that's why you leave them in, because you've seen that way that they were communicating, passing their guys off with the twist and the stunts. But they struggled against Kansas State yesterday. And we'll see what's going on moving forward. But I think because Arizona, I think, got a decent defensive line. I think they do. I think Arizona does. I think Arizona let some games get away from them. Them and CU will match up decently. I think that'll be a decent game to watch. With Terry McMillan. Hopefully, Travis Hunter is okay. But even if Travis Hunter is out, that offense didn't seem like it missed a beat to me. You can't drop open passes when you're wide open. You can't do that. That hurts the team. You got to make those plays. Amarion Miller had a damn good game. He had a fantastic game, actually. He not just a damn good game. Amarion Miller went off. And you can't say that he didn't. So there's another guy out there that can play. There's other guys that can play on that at receiver for Colorado. It's just not Travis Hunter out there. You know what I'm saying? There's other guys. Amarion Miller had 8 receptions, 145 yards. He was averaging 18 catches per play. Will Shepherd had 5 receptions for 83 yards, and you still got LaJohntay. You still got LaJohntay, Will Shepherd, and Amarion Miller. You can't say the same for a lot of other college football teams. And you still got Draylon. You still got young Draylon Miller. Like, they have weapons. They have a receiver room that a lot of teams in college football don't, but they're just making it work with 1 or 2 guys. So CU will figure this out. And you don't have to have Horn and Travis Hunter to rely on them to do this job, to get the job done. So that's no excuse. Next man up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Travis Hunter draws a double or triple team with these guys. These guys are getting manned up one-on-one, and they're playing them one-on-one. And you see what happens. These guys still get open. You know what I'm saying? I think you still got to double a guy like Amarion Miller, or he's going to beat you one-on-one every time. I think he's that good. I think Amarion Miller is that good. So get these other guys a chance too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to hear that excuse that Travis Hunter went out and that hurt the team so much. Like, nah, like, I don't want to hear that. These other guys got to step up, man. You know, if anything, he was definitely missed on defense. I think when Travis Hunter goes out, you see where he's actually needed more. I don't think Travis is needed. His snaps are needed on the offensive side of the ball. Sometimes come in for packages on offense to do nothing but, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes be a decoy out there. Open up for Jimmy Horn or LeJohntay or Will Shepherd, Marion. You know what I'm saying? Open up things for those guys. But as far as him scoring, I don't think it's as important on offense. He's more needed on defense. I can see that now because on defense, you don't even want to throw to his side. That side of the field is shut down. You have to respect that. If you're a coach, if you're an offensive coordinator, you don't want to you'll run the ball that way, but you don't want to throw that way. There's no way you want to throw on towards Travis Hunter. So that side of the field is shut down as far as the pass goes. So you know the whole other side is open. You know where they want to go when they want to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. So I think that he's needed more on defense, and I think he'll be missed on defense more than anything. But I like to see what happened last night. Colton Hood almost took an interception to the house. I think that changed if they're able to punch that in there. I think that changes, man. I think that changes a little bit. I mean, obviously, even though they went down there and they scored, I think the momentum would have been there. Stadium would probably been about it a little bit more. Um, I wish the fans would stay in the game a little bit more up at Folsom Field. Even when they get down by 4 points or a touchdown, they seem to get really quiet. And that happens everywhere, but root them on. Keep going. Why be quiet because the team scored? Like, game wasn't over. You know what I'm saying? Got Shador. Keep it going, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless you down by 14, that's when you should be quiet. Ain't no way you get down by 4 points and you could damn near hear a pin drop in the stadium. That's ridiculous. And I know that's a little off topic, but whatever, man. You know, I'm done rambling, man. I think I touched on a little bit of everything, man, as far as the game and what I thought about the game and what everything's going on. Y'all gotta excuse me, man. I got a little cold and I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, speak through it and kick through it or whatever, man. But I enjoy pointing some things out and always learning more about here, man. I hope y'all did the same, man. So if you did, you know what to do, man. If you don't, hey, do the same thing too, man. But I see y'all down in the comments, man. Salute to everybody out there tuning in. Appreciate y'all, man. Hey, have a good one. Peace.